Hey guys, so let's continue setting up the Quickslots because there is still quite a lot of functionality we need to do. First, here when we're setting the Quickslot, I want to be able to click on it and actually set it from the item we have selected and then close this widget. And we also need to duplicate it for these main Quickslots. So, first what we need to do is get the Quickslot box reference inside the Quickslot, so we can get some variables from there. So we're going to create it here. This will be Quickslot box reference, and it will be Quickslot box object reference. We can make it instance editable and expose on spawn. Compile and save. Now in a Quickslot box, when we're creating the Quickslots, right click, refresh it, and here we'll connect self. So now inside the Quickslot we do have reference for this Quickslot box, and inside the Quickslot box we need to have a reference for active item info that we have clicked on to open the widget and stuff. So we need to go back to options widget. I'm going to position it here so it goes from options widget to Quickslot box to Quickslot. So from options widget, first let's go to Quickslot box. Actually, let's create new variable, and this will be active item info, and it will be item info. Then we will create one more, and this will be inventory index, so we can locate the item. Type integer. Compile and save. Now here inside the options widget, when we click on a Quickslot button and we create Quickslot box widget, after we adding it as a child, we can drag from return value, set active item info, and also drag one more time and do set inventory index. Connect the item info and connect the inventory index. We actually won't need key item info or anything like that because we don't want to be passing keys into Quickslots. So this one we can redirect. Compile and save. And now from options widget we are passing variables to Quickslot box. And here I don't want to pass it all the way to Quickslot again, but we do have a reference so we can actually get it inside the Quickslot box from the reference. So on construct I'm going to move this setting the actual keybinds. So Control and X and paste it here. We don't need to set the Quickslot just yet. We're going to remove it from now. We will just set the keybinds. And then what we want to do is when we click on the button, so Quickslot button, on clicked event, and here we need to get the Quickslot box reference, get active item info, we will break it open, and what we want to set up here is only class, and then we will need the icon for the actual slot, and we will also need the count. So for item class we'll promote it to variable here. This can be still called item class. I'll just remove the space. Then after I'll create the icon, which is, we can just create a new variable, and this will be texture. I think it's just texture, not texture 2D. So just texture, object reference, and this one will be slot icon. It's not item icon because later on we can use it also as ability icon. So slot icon, we'll set it here from this one. So item icon, and then we also need the item count. So and we can just promote one of these stacked variable just so we have it as an integer, but this one will be called item, item count. We'll probably won't have ability count, so item count is fine. And now we do have these three variables, so we can call set quick slot, this one here. So set quick slot, and now from that we're going to just move this down, and in set quick slot we will get the item count text, set text, and here we do have player reference, and inside the player, so if you open the player blueprint, we do have function called find materials count, and what it does is basically just comparing the item class. So that is perfect to use it for all of the counts that we're doing. So I'm going to rename this one to find item count, not just materials. And here we need to do one more check, and that will be if the max stack is actually greater than 1, because we don't want to be getting the counts on the weapons, because if you have 3 legendary shields, it will show you as you have 3 on the quick slot, but they are all different. So you always want to have a weapons and armor or anything that has max stack of 1. You don't want to have in this count. So it needs to be end boolean connected here and then connected back. So if that's true, we will add to the local count. Compile and save. And now we do have this function set up. So we can go back to quick slot. We will get a player reference, find item count. We do have class set up now, so we will pass the class, and from count we will set it to item count text. Then we need to set up the visibility of this. So in the beginning we want to hide the icon, so visibility, do hidden, and also the item count we want to have hidden because we don't want to display any numbers if the quick slot is empty. Then in the quick slot, in the graph, we're going to get the item count text, set visibility, and this one will be select, and we will also check if item count is greater than 1. If you want to display 1 on the quick slot, that is fine, then you would just do greater than 0. I don't want to display 1, so I'll do false will be hidden, true will be visible. And we'll set that, and then we need to get the icon. We need to do the same thing, so set visibility, but this time if we're setting the quick slot, we already have an icon, so we'll just do visibility, visible, and then set brush. Here, make slate brush, and we'll connect the slot icon to image. Perfect. And this, so now once we click on the item, it will get the active item info from quick slot box, and then we will set the actual quick slot, so we can quickly test it out. So set quick slot, you can see we don't have anything. I clicked on this one, I do have iron axe now, and you can see I don't have a count because it's a weapon, so it should be only 1. But if I pick up some potions, set quick slot, it gives me count of 5. So now we want to close this widget once we set it. And for that I want to set up something different than we done before. We're going to do in the player, we're going to create a new variable, and this will be widget to close. And every time we need to have some widget that is like hidden away behind 3 different widgets and stuff, we can set it in the player because it's easier to get a player reference, and then we can access it from anywhere from player reference. So this one will be just widget, so we can set any widget to it, object reference, and then we're going to create function which will be close open widget. And in here we're just going to get this widget to close, get it, remove from parent, and we also need to reset the reference to empty, so just set it to empty just in case, because we do have this input set up, so we don't want to have any references left over. And now when we create in the options widget, once we create the black screen, so now instead of passing things from the black screen to Quickslot box to Quickslot and then getting reference there to close the black screen, we can just from here we can get a player reference, set widget to close, connect it, and connect it from the return value. There's quite a lot of stuff here, but I'll just quickly redirect some of them. Alright, that's fine by me for now. Compile and save. Now we do have that widget to close, and now in the quick slot we also have a player reference. So what we can do is on-click on the button. In the end we get a player reference and close open widget. Now this will close the widget, but it will close it straight away, and we won't really see that we have set the slot. So before this, also do a delay, and then we do 0.5 seconds, so half a second, so we can just see that we have set some item. Compile and save. Let's try to play this. So right click, set quick slot. I'll set the quick slot, and it showed me there, and it will close the widget because we're closing the black screen, so all the children gets destroyed as well. And no errors, that's working fine. So now in the quick slot we also want to set the regular main quick slots in a player hat. So the way we're going to do it is with the interface. So let's go to interfaces, create new one. That is going to be probably the cleanest method. So in the blueprints, let's create a blueprint interface, and this will be quickslot underscore BPI for blueprint interface. Open it up, and in here we need to do a function which will be update quickslots. Then in here we need to do inputs, which will be, first one will be slot index, type integer. What else do we need from the, let me dock it here, class definitely, so item class, which will be items BP class. What are my class reference? Yeah, items BP class reference. Then next one is slot icon, which again will be texture, object reference, and item count as well that we can pass to it. So item count, and this one will be integer. Compile and save. Now inside the Quickslot, we're going to go to class settings, and here on the left side you can implement interface, which will be Quickslots. BPI, compile and save. Now interface, we do have this update Quickslots, and then first we need to call it. So we'll call it by a Quickslot when we set it. So before this delay, let's disconnect it. And we need to actually have a reference to the Quickslots that we want to send this message to do something. But we need to actually update the specific Quickslot, which we can't really get because we would have to go to, again, to player HUD, then get the Quickslot box there, then get specific Quickslot, and it's very difficult. So instead what we're going to do is get all widgets of class. The class will be Quickslot, so we will get all of the Quickslots, uncheck top level only, and found widget we're going to do for each loop. And here we're going to actually send a message to it to update Quickslots. So from the array element, do update Quickslots. If you don't see message, do uncheck the context sensitive and do update Quickslots message. And this will actually do nothing if that Quickslot doesn't have an interface, but we do have that interface. So we will update the slot index, which is the slot index we have here. Item class, slot icon, and item count. So we're sending message to all of the Quickslots at the moment to update something, but we don't want to update all of them. Let's just connect this before we move on to different things on completed. And since we don't want to update all of them, so we will just do simple branch, and we will check if the slot index we're passing through equals our slot index. So same slot index, because we do have two types of Quickslots, one in the main player HUD and one in the inventory that we're creating, but they have the same slot index. So if it's the same, we will set the class from this class, set slot icon from this slot icon, and set item count from this item count. Alright, and this one as well. And now let me show you how it will work. So pick this up. Now set Quickslot. We will click on this one. It will close the Quickslot. It didn't actually send a message. What have I done? Quickslot. Slot index equals slot index. Oh my god, of course we're not setting the icon or anything. So after this we need to set Quickslot. Stupid. I apologize. Set Quickslot. So now when we play the game, right click, set Quickslot. We set that one. I can see it's already set. So main ones we have set with all the same info. And I can set anything to it, set Quickslot, and it will set that one as well. But as you can see already, set Quickslot, if I open it here again, it won't have that information because we're creating it again. So we would have to, again, when we create it, send bug message and anything. That would be really complex. So let's keep a reference to what we have in the Quickslots. In the player blueprint, I'm going to create a new map array. So add the variable. This will be quick slot map. Quickslot item info map. It will be a little bit longer name, but it will make more sense. Change it to integer so we can then change it to map because it needs a selector first, and from the second one will be item info s. Compile and save. And now inside the Quickslots, where we can access it. So inside the, when we're adding it to, inside the Quickslot actually. So when we click on it now, we will get a player reference. Where would be the best way to do it before we set the Quickslot? We can get that Quickslot map and we will add item and just add. I have context sensitive, so I'll check it again. Add, and we need to get this item info, active item info. I will add to it on this slot index, so it will keep reference for this slot index on the correct slot index. And now we do have a reference. So what we need to do in a Quickslot is when we spawn it, so on the event construct, we can here in the end just get the branch. Let's get the player reference, which we have set up right here. So we will already have it. Get Quickslot item map and find Quickslot on this slot index and connect this one to branch. That means it's true if an item was found. So if we found the item, if it wasn't empty, then we can set the, break this open, and again we'll set the item class from true to this one. We will set item count, but we need to get the player reference and find count again because we don't have the actual count saved. So find item count, class is this one here, and count, and then also slot icon, which will be the icon from here, item icon. And then we can call this function again, set Quickslot, because we do have this info, set Quickslot. Compile and save. Now we do have all the references saved. So when we now open the Quickslot, so set Quickslot here on first one, I have 4 potions, then I open second time, I still have these 4 potions here, and I can rewrite it with different thing, and it will always remember all of them. Now, one more issue there is, and that is when you're setting the Quickslot, I can quickly click on multiple in that half a second, and we don't want that, because what will happen is when I close it, it will also give us error. And the error is because we're calling that widget to close function, but in the first time we called it, we removed that widget, so it doesn't have a reference and it's giving us trouble. And also it's not the best way that you can set 3 different slots in one go. So what we're going to do is inside the Quickslot, we're going to create one more variable, and that is active. This will be Boolean. And where are we going to set it? So here, before we click on it, we need to check. I can't straighten these lines for some reason. Whatever is active, and if it's active, we can click on it, so it will continue. If it's not active, it will actually won't do anything because it's disabled. And the way we're going to disable, so first when we create the Quickslot box inside options widget, we also will need one more variable in the Quickslot box, and set active boolean. We can make this one expose instance editable and expose on spawn. And then when we're creating the Quickslot box inside the options widget, we'll refresh this, set active, and then when we're creating in the player HUD, it will be default inactive. And if it's active inside the Quickslot box, when we're creating the Quickslot widgets, I didn't think I make it instance editable and expose on spawn, compile, Quickslot box, refresh, and then set it from here, set active. That will set all of the Quickslots inside the inventory to active, so we can click it first time, and then we need to disable them when we actually click on it. So here we do have get all widgets of class, and we can just get one more function in our interface, which will be set inactive. And compile and save, and then in the Quickslot we can also call that set inactive to all of the Quickslot widgets. Again, uncheck the context sensitive and do the one with the message. Alright, and now that should be all. So pick up some items, right click, set Quickslot. Oh no, I could still set it. Access not, try to what have I done now? So it goes to set inactive, target every element. We haven't set it what we need to do on set inactive. So on set inactive, is active set to actually false. Compile and save. Set Quickslot. I can't set it anymore. I can only set one at a time. And when I close it, no errors. And just a very quick addition. Now at the moment, if I were to open the inventory, set Quickslot, and then close the inventory, it would work and it would close it. But then if I reopen it again and close it, I close the game, I do have the error that no interface, no reference. And that is because here where we emptying these widget references so we can collect the garbage, so there wouldn't be input issue. It's not working because we do have this widget to close referenced inside the function, because we haven't removed it because we haven't called this function, we just closed the inventory. So also here on close inventory, get this widget to close and set it to empty, so remove the reference, and that will stop doing that. Cool. And I think it's getting very long video again, so the actual functionality of using the Quickslots we will save for the next one. But we pretty much have everything about setting up is done, so the last part should be quite easy. Alright, I'll see you then. Bye.